Okay. So yeah, this is needing a meeting. I am not Carol, although I could be Carol. Carol's running a little bit late today. She's had something come up with one of her animals, so I could be Carol. I don't know what it's like to be Carol, but I don't know anything about farms, but I've eaten food. And they raise food on farms, so yeah. So we got food. What else? They got animals. I know animals. I've talked with animals. Some say I work with animals. So yeah, let me go ahead and drop this. Da, da, da. And is it by magic? Come on, come on. So how are people doing this fine day? Where is the rooster? Yes, I need a I should have downloaded a rooster sound effect, but ah. Yeah, has anybody got anything going on today? Um, you know what big things are going on in the world of out there land? Hello, Black Cat. Hello, Rolling Stone. Shannon Smith, how you doing? Tony, let's see who we got here. We got Shannon. Okay, so it's aha.
Hey,
Yeah, I can hit the button. That's about all I can do, but I can hit the button. How you doing this fine day?
I'm doing good. I had a really awful meeting though with my therapist today, so I thought I could vent a bit.
Uh-oh.
I'm just wondering, what should you expect for a therapist? This was our second meeting, and I was wondering if anybody has any input into what one can expect from one's therapist.
Oh,
Any contribution con, contributions, I suppose?
what
Expect from
what you can
I'm
expect from a therapist?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
my therapist was always fairly easygoing.
mhm.
Didn't really do much. I mean, as far as provoking me too much. I think I don't think she was scared of me. I was more scared of her, honestly. Um, but yeah, I've had some fairly easy. We have one that was though. So what did this one do that provoked you in such
Well, it
manner?
wasn't really a provocation so much as going around and around of like I let him know that I'd been depressed, and he kept on saying I was getting something out of being depressed, and like there was a payoff. Like he was Dr. Phil. That's a Dr. Phil thing to say, right? Dr. Phil says there's a payoff for everything, right? So he was playing Dr. Phil, and I was playing the. I'm like,
Don't be Dr. Phil.
do feelings always have to have a reason? Can't feelings just be feelings? That's what I.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I finally said that, well, this was a half hour into the conversation when he was like, "Wow, whoa, most people don't get that," and I was just like, "Wow, whoa, what am I paying you for?"
I like
Wow.
that comeback, Shannon. I
Yeah.
do. I love it. I've had good and bad therapists. Like I've had many therapists over 20 plus years. And I've had good ones and I've had bad ones. The best one would sit there and she would get me to think about my situation. It got to the point where I was telling her what I needed to do, and she'd just look at me like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And at the end, she'd go, "So what are you going to do?" What I just said. But she was good enough to get me to that point where I
Sure.
could tell what it was that I needed to do, how I needed to react to situations that were bothering me, how to deal with the depression that I might be feeling within myself. I had all the tools. I knew what the tools were.
Mm-hmm.
It was just putting those tools into action. And sometimes that's where I'd just fall down and not use my tools. And she was the best one I ever had because she never made me feel like I was talking to Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
that's
she was, and that's the thing. And the thing is if your doctor your therapist keeps doing this to you, find a different one. If you're not comfortable with your therapist, find a different one.
sure.
Well, like
I have hired and fired so many, I can't tell you how many.
well,
I've lost count.
he's the second. The first experience was good. He made me think about things from my past, and the last one was, I don't know. I think she was an intern, and I felt like the whole time I was teaching her about life. You know,
Been there too. What's
you
wrong?
know, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with somebody so young that they don't even have any comprehension of what can go wrong in life, that becomes a problem. That
Well,
became a problem for me. Uh,
I've noticed a good therapist will kind of guide you along, and
right.
they will a lot of times they will get you to think it's your idea. They're really good at playing those little Jedi mind tricks that get you thinking, okay, yeah, this is my idea. I already knew what to do. Most times we do.
We
And
do.
we kind of get us to buy into our own ideas. But yeah, that does I'm sorry, I cut you off and I didn't mean to. I thought I'd go with it though, because I'd already cut you off. And
No, no problem whatsoever. I mean, like I said, the second one was the first one was just like I think she's just graduating, and I've had a few of those therapists where they put me with the interns,
mm,
and the intern. I mean, just talking about the hurricane in general, I had to teach her about how insurance works for hurricanes and for flood insurance and for it's just like, okay, well, this is my dime. Why am I sitting here why am I why am I teaching you of how insurance companies work? And uh,
mm.
it's just like, oh, how it's just yeah.
It's a
We're
journey finding the right therapist. I
How
was
do
so
you
sad when
get
my
there?
therapist moved to a different department within the university. And I was just like devastated because I mean, she was so phenomenal. The next one, I felt like she didn't want to talk to me. She said, because after our first session, she looks at me and goes, "Oh, you have all the tools you need. You don't need me. I don't even know you. How do you know I don't need you?" And that was almost devastating to me that she did that to me. But then I understood where she was coming from, because I took a minute and thought about it. Well, a few days. But anyway. And
Well,
then
maybe in a
she
couple of
left.
days I'll get it. Maybe in a couple of days I'll understand what he was trying to say. But right now I'm frustrated.
And I understand that. And that's normal. And the thing is like I didn't see her much. The second to the last one I just had, I didn't see her much because quite honestly, I didn't mesh with her. Like there's some that you can mesh with and some that sometimes you feel like they don't even hear you. They don't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
If I were to go to a therapist and say, I'm feeling depressed, and they pulled a Dr. Phil on me, I'd be like, later. I
Yeah.
wouldn't stand for it.
How
But
is
I've been
this
doing this a
serving
long
me?
time,
Yeah. How is
you
my
know?
depression serving me?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, what kind of question is that?
well, it's a Dr. Phil question.
Your
How
There you go.
therapist asked you, Hi, your therapist asked you if your depression was serving you?
yeah, how that was serving me. That's what Dr. Phil asked people. Like, what are you getting out of this? That you continue to perpetuate this. That was kind of, yeah. Yeah. I was
I know
just
that was my reaction too, Christy. I was just like,
Is this a certified therapist?
as,
Like,
as far as I know, yeah, it wasn't good. And so, yeah, I was frustrated about it, and I just wanted to talk about it
Mm.
and we actually spent a half hour going back and forth about it. And I finally said to him, like, well, what facts back up the depression? I'm like, it's a feeling. Why does it have to have a fact behind it? And he was like, whoa, how? Most people don't even get that. Most people don't get that feelings are just feelings. I don't.
Wow. Um,
I
Byron.
just can I just chime in with one of my worst therapist stories?
Sure.
Well, I had a nervous breakdown in 2015, and so through most of 2016, I was in bed. In 2016, I went to this one therapist, and I went 4 times. The first time I went, of course, was the general intake, get to know each other, yada yada yada. And she's like, "Wow, you've been through a lot." I said, "Yeah." Well, okay, I'll see you in a week. So I saw her the next week. And I talked to her and I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going through. I know they're not working. Tools. Wow, you have a lot to think about. I'll see you next week. That happened 4 times. The 5th time I saw her literally was the day after my depression lifted. Now, I have chemical depression, which means if everything is going well in the world and my family's happy, the birds are singing, this, that, but I just can't function. And I'm
Right.
not sad, I am 100% numb. But there can be tools to help you
There's
through it.
Carol.
She had no clue. She had no clue about any of that. So I had to teach her. I sat in that last therapy session and taught her about chemical versus situational depression. She had no right to hold a license.
No.
I would say so. If you have to educate somebody on that, they
Yep,
don't deserve to have
Yeah.
a license.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I
exactly.
have a new friend. I have a new friend, but I haven't found a name yet. This is my new friend. It's a narwhal. Sparkles keeps coming to mind because she's very sparkly.
Yeah.
I like Sparkle. I like
Yeah.
Sparkle.
So I think that's her name, Sparkles. Even her eyes are sparkly. So that's her name. She's my
Sorry, I
new
can't
friend.
look. I'm driving.
It's okay.
Shannon, I'm just so sorry that you had that experience, especially today. My goodness, there's nothing worse than I'm sorry, I can't talk. Worse than a bad therapy experience. You know,
Was it a new therapist or one that you've been seeing a while?
I've never been able to find one that was a mesh for me. So he's the second one
Same.
with this company, and it was my second visit with him. My first visit, he seemed to get my background. We went over a lot of past things. He seemed to get it. And today, he seemed to want to go back and forth about semantics, about what I'm gaining from being depressed.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Therapist
Right.
that
It's a
actually
typical
helped me
Dr.
throughout
Phil
the rest of
question.
it.
Like, how does this serve you? Yeah.
Intake
It's
is
like, how is this serving you to feel this way? Well,
incredibly
it's not
thorough.
serving me.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What were you saying, Shannon?
Oh, just how does, how Dr. Phil always says to people on his show, how is this serving you, this behavior, or this action, or this continued action? That's basically, we went around and around for a half hour about how this was serving me. And
did he give you any suggestions of what he thought? I mean, we all understand that this is not serving you, but did he say anything to you like depression serves people in this way? Like,
no,
that is such an odd, he just thought that
That's
you're just
an odd thing
choosing
to
to
say.
sit in it.
Yeah.
yeah,
My goodness.
because I've had a really bad couple of days where it's like been really hard to even get out of bed.
Yeah.
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 And, and
That's
I didn't expect a magic bullet by any means,
yeah.
but I didn't
Right.
expect
Of
half
course.
hour going back and forth of like,
Oh, no.
But you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
No.
Especially on a second visit. I can understand if the guy sat down with you and like psychoanalyzed you to the nth degree and okay, then fine.
yeah,
Then
enough. We've
maybe you
had
can
enough of this, right?
put
Like we've talked this to death. Now, how are we going to get out of this? No, nothing.
but on your second
Mm.
visit that seems a bit I think wow. Wow. Wow,
I'm so
that's
sorry. That's
Behavior
not an experience that you should have
more
going to therapy.
how is this serving you versus feeling. Yeah.
You cut out, Kim.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
missed that, Kim.
sorry.
You cut out.
I was saying that I think. Okay, can you hear me now?
Thanks, Matrix. Yes.
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my actions might have this serving you kind of thing. Like I have a habit of doing yada yada, or I am allowing somebody to yada yada yada. Yeah, that I can see the question and possibly then a hopeful solution, but not something like depression. That has nothing to do with it. It's like saying diabetes. How is that serving you?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Can't have her.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
well.
No, that's my
So
spot.
did you tell him that he won't be seeing him again?
I'm going to give him one more chance because I don't want to
Really?
go through this again.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. I made an appointment. Let's put it that way. I can always cancel an appointment. I can always
Have,
cancel the appointment.
so I've heard a lot of really good things about Talkspace. It's through the internet. They have therapists there, and you actually go through, and they do take insurance. If you have insurance, they take certain insurances and everything. Matter of fact, Amazon provides Talkspace for their employees for free.
Okay.
So just so that people out there who work for Amazon need a therapist, go to Talkspace.
Do they
I
do
have
it
thought
over the phone or online, or is it only texting? Because I had heard
it's
someplace it was
everything.
texting.
It's
Okay.
everything. You can meet face to face through a Zoom. You can do a phone call. You can text, depending on what you need. They can be available to you whenever you need them. Like you don't literally have to make an appointment. You can send them a text, say, look, I'm struggling right now. I'm really having issues with this. I could use some input from you as to how I can deal with this. What help can you give me? They also have doctors on staff that can prescribe medications if you need medications. And I have researched Talkspace. And it's one I am going to go to because I wanted to stay with the university here in Columbia because that's where all my records are at, all kinds of records. But I can't do it anymore. Their therapy department, their psychiatry department is not what it used to be. So I'm leaving my therapy I'm leaving from them for therapy to go to Talkspace instead. But I had to wait until tomorrow to do that because I won't have the money to be able to, if I have to pay anything, I won't have the money until tomorrow.
Okay.
So, because I get paid tomorrow, I'm on disability. So, I did learn something interesting. Did you guys all know that if you're on Social Security disability or Social Security from retirement, that your Social Security gets paid depending on your birthday?
I knew that.
I did not. That was something new I learned. And I thought that was really interesting because, like, my birthday is the 26th of the month. So I get paid the fourth Wednesday of every month. Nathan's the same. When Dustin retires, his will come in the second Wednesday of the month. So, but anyway, besides the point, I just thought that was interesting. But as far as therapists go, I have been through so many. I have hired, I have fired. I've hired and fired doctors. I fired a doctor over my son's care because he tried to tell me my son at the age of 7 was too young to be having migraines. Sorry, I had migraines at the age of 7. And you want to tell me my son can't have migraines at the age of 7? No, you're wrong. You're fired. I'm finding a pediatrician. Which my sister-in-law had been on me about it anyway. But as soon as we took our son to the pediatrician, first visit, she's sending him over to pediatric neurology for his migraines. Now that was a good doctor. But don't ever feel bad about firing a doctor that you have.
Yeah.
Don't ever feel bad about it because
That,
if they're not giving you the care that you need.
That was bordering on abuse. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
that's how I feel.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, I'm glad that I at least had someplace to just let it go and talk to people about it. It's very frustrating. Very frustrating.
You know, and we're here for you too, Shannon. Anytime you need to talk, like I said, Carol has all my information. Just reach out to Carol, get my information. I'm willing to talk and listen and be that support for you whenever you need it. It's so important to have somebody that. You're welcome. It's important to have somebody that can listen.
You know that you're not too far off from. My I think I tend to agree with you, Mr. Boston, that is
Mm,
bordering on malpractice. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
especially,
oh, go ahead.
well, that early in a, what do you call it, relationship, whatever you're gonna call it, not session, but yeah, I'll use the term relationship, but that early to something as toxic as depression to turn around and suggest that it's kind of like you're doing this to yourself, you're choosing
Right.
to be depressed, and it's that toxic, oh, that triggers me. It's like that
Yeah,
toxic
yeah,
feel good crap just makes you want to go out and tase people. I mean, it's just like, oh, we can all be positive. Make them ride lightning for a while. See how that
Oh my
works.
gosh.
Shannon, is there anything we can do for you right now? I mean, this seems like quite a bit. Is there anything in this moment we can do to help you?
me? No, I'm good.
Mm-hmm. No. Okay.
I'm good. I'm good. Just letting me talk it out, like, and just be like, it's not just me, okay? Because sometimes you
Yeah.
think it's just you. No,
Right.
it's just
It's
me.
not just you.
Just okay. And
Yeah.
No.
Well,
the
It's not
support of
just.
I report everybody in the chat too, and I
and
can't talk to anybody in the chat, so I appreciate the chat too.
if you do find you want some childish insults, feel free to contact me. I could certainly give you some ammo there. So
I appreciate that, Ben. So,
I also want to offer, I am not a mental health professional, but I do have a mental health first aid certificate. So I can help put a Band-Aid on somebody, but I can't heal. So if Carol ever wants to get my information, you can give me a shout as well. I'm up for that.
oh, thank you.
Right on.
Christy, how
Thank
are you doing? I see you down there. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Yeah.
Trying to
Cosmic.
figure out my phone. Sorry, I might need to read. I've tried to zoom in so I could read some of the words, but I can't fix it. Can you hear me?
yeah,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. Uh, likely to be for a little while. They did try to say that they want me to go home on Thursday, and I'm like, so you haven't done anything, and you want me to go home? Yeah,
Oh.
it's difficult because I thought that once I got here I'd start to feel better. Nope.
Oh,
um,
Cosmic.
Sorry.
I'm
well,
so
as Shannon
sorry.
said, there's no magic pill, there's no magic wand, there's no magic anything. I have to get through the feelings or not. um, so I'm struggling right now with choices, as in a lot of mine have been taken away. And I can handle rules. Give me the rules. Give me a whole list of rules and the schedule and all that sort of stuff, and I will stick to it, and I'll be happy to stick to it. But they keep changing things. Every shift changes. Every person decides what's different, and so it's like they give me freedoms, or I have freedoms, and then next shift freedoms are gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, well, it's not all freedoms. It's tiny little things, but when you're in a situation in a place like this, you want things to be stable and
Of course.
easy to read all the time. So I've got a big whiteboard of every time there's an inconsistency, I write it down.
Okay.
good for you.
Yeah, just
Good.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna like if I make it through this, I'm gonna change this so that no because this system is not at all good for neurodivergent people, and it's
Okay.
also quite cruel to people who are mentally unwell. Like I had one particular person, he had a bit like nice nurse, awesome, but he was telling me he said something. He was telling me he said something that he didn't over and over. He said it, and I'm like, that's not what you said. And then I started getting more and more upset because just because I'm here doesn't mean I'm not in, don't have my full faculties and everything about me. Anyway, another nurse stepped in. That was fine, sorted out. Next day he came back and I just acted like nothing happened because it was yesterday. And then later on in the evening, I asked for my PRNs, my medication, so I could go to sleep. And he goes, we don't do that. And I says, we did last night. He goes, oh, did we? I says, yeah, it must have been because of our little discussion. He goes, oh, you actually remember that? I says, yeah, I remember everything. It was a little bit like disconcerting to think that they don't think I remember
And
just because I'm here.
condescending.
It was
Very
very
condescending.
condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was also like, do they go around treating people like this because they think we're not aware? Because there
Right.
are some who aren't aware. Oh, I
It's
got
it's
punched
like
in the
they
nose yesterday too.
think people with mental it's like they think people with mental illness are stupid, when in fact
Yes.
I have 2 degrees. I've been a teacher. My daughter has a mental illness and she's headed toward her doctorate. I mean, I'm sorry, but people with mental illness are not stupid. We are
No.
brilliant in many cases, but we just can't hold it together. And
Yeah.
that's where we need the help.
Yeah. It's like a lot of people think people with different accents are stupid.
Yes,
But you think, but if they're
yes.
speaking English, they got two accents. So that's two languages. How can they be stupid? um,
Yeah,
Well,
so yeah, but
it sounds like you're getting gaslit. I mean, no, I didn't say
Yeah,
that. You
absolutely.
know,
it
you're
does.
wrong.
yeah, no, I
You
actually
know,
said
and
that. I
yeah,
said it to him. I said, when someone says something to you and then they turn around and say they didn't say it, when you know they
mhm,
said it, that's called gaslighting. And
yeah.
that's when
That's
another
very
nurse
much
stepped in.
gaslighting.
And
Yeah,
then for
another
him
nurse
to
stepped in.
say, and then for him to say, "Oh, you remember that conversation?" It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I did say that I'm not drugged to the gills enough to not remember things. Um, but it's actually okay, really, because it's a safe space, and it is a safe space, and I'll just
Okay.
make they will adjust to me. So
Yeah.
I won't because I think I've done enough adjusting to society to without this being one place that they can adjust to my particular needs.
I
Just give me
understand.
a schedule.
Yeah.
Nobody knows when dinner times are, or lunch, or anything. I had to go find out. I wrote it up on the board so everybody could see it. It's really confusing. You're wandering around not knowing when things are happening, just that they're going to happen at some point.
Hmm.
So, and I just feel like that's not very nice. And it's not
Mm.
jail. We're not in jail.
Oh,
This is not a jail.
Right
yeah.
on.
So, and we're also not
Right on.
children. So,
Yeah.
Do you
Exactly.
don't act like my jailer.
do you
Hmm.
feel safe
Yeah.
to go home
Yeah.
on Thursday?
No,
Well,
Then
then
don't.
no.
I was
can
going to say the same
I?
thing. Then don't.
Yeah,
I
no,
know
they
that.
know that. I spoke to them yesterday.
Okay. I was gonna say I know things are different where you're at than where we're at. I didn't know if they said you had to go if you had to go or I
No, I think it's because I present
slightly
as very
different
calm.
system. So I don't.
Yeah, they said I've got back to my baseline, that I present as calm. Like there's different levels and all that sort of stuff here. So there's
If
different levels of,
your baseline may look calm, but be absolute chaos in your mind. And
yeah,
that's what they're not seeing that. So when I go to my psychiatrist and it says, well, how have you felt over the last 2 weeks? Have you had more or less of this? And it's like, no, I haven't had more or less. It just really sucks. Like how do you use that as a baseline?
yeah. Well, as I tried to explain, I've spent 44 years masking. I mask very well. And especially in a place like this, I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to be held down. I've had experiences, not this particular hospital, other particular hospitals where I was held down because they wouldn't tell me what was going on. And so I wouldn't take the medication, and so they held me down. But you know
Wow.
what? Just tell me what's going on, and I will comply. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
just
Right.
comply person. I will comply
Yeah.
as long as I know what I'm complying to, you know.
Mm.
mhm.
Yeah.
Um, but
Hmm. And I'm
yeah,
assuming that they
and
are very aware you're neurodivergent because this
yeah,
is
I,
something
I
that comes out.
I keep making them aware, and
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I've got my assessment here so they can see it. So
Okay,
I'm
good.
like, I'm not making it up. And actually, I asked for a shower chair earlier because my physio said that it would be better for me to sit down in the shower and just have a long hot shower with the steam in the mornings. But it's like, I'm not sitting on the floor in a hospital. Look, sure, I've got my own room, that's cool, but it's still a hospital floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sitting
So,
on the floor.
If they
yeah,
want you to take a shower, get them to give you one of those shower chairs that they give for people with physical disabilities, because that
I
can be
asked,
sanitized.
yeah, I asked this morning and they said that they're very limited and why do I need one? And it
Oh.
says,
Ah,
because I do, because I can't stand up for very long. It says, I may not look sick, but I am.
Yeah.
And that's, the hidden illness and disability that people don't see until you get treated like you're all right. And then when you ask for help, you're asking too much
Oh,
because,
that's
so
eh,
sorry.
That is, I am so sorry, Cosmic. That's the thing about hidden illnesses is people either don't take it into consideration or don't even believe.
yeah, and I really very much feel not believed because I've had to learn to not cough so much so that it doesn't hurt so much. So I've always got this want to cough, but I can't. So it's like, eh. I don't know, I just thought it would be better quicker. I was hoping
yeah.
for a magic pill.
I
So,
know. I'm sorry.
Uh,
I'm sorry it's been anything but.
Yeah.
no, it's not been terrible. I've got to say, it's one of the better experiences I've had in the hospital. It's actually, it's me.
Hmm.
So
Okay,
I
I need
thought
to
I'd
go,
be
but
better.
Cosmic, give me a call or contact me on Facebook once this is all done. I have to go now, but I do want to talk to you about this. You're in such a terrible situation. I want to be there for you, okay?
Thank you. I'm not feeling great, but I'm in a good space for it. So, and I'll change it. I'll make sure that everybody knows that there've got to be rules, and everybody should know what's going on because we're mental health patients. And every other hospital I've ever been in, they've had a list. So, if I'm here for one thing, it's to make sure that the system is better. And this hospital owes me, so big time. Anyway, so
Yeah.
is everybody else?
I had a little
Thank
drama
you,
with my
Chris.
little dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's
so
going on with the little puppy or the little dog? Sorry, not so puppy.
I got onto her for chewing my underwear,
oh,
and I haven't gotten onto her in like years. And I don't know what got into her, but she drama. She just went into full on drama mode with me, and yeah, went to the door to be let out and started running down the road.
Part Anatolian.
No, I didn't even get that severe. She's just that sensitive, and I guess I guess I have a different senior dog than when she was younger.
she's like, you
I'm gonna
told
have
me
to
off, I'm
figure out how to correct
running away.
her now when she if she does something like that again without sending her into full on. Oh no!
Freak out mode. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Is this dog
Yeah.
part
Yeah,
Anatolian by any
she was
chance?
almost to the other neighbors running down the road.
What the little tiny one, Ben?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, so it's
Yes.
not Anatolian. It's
No,
no,
it's
no,
the
this
indoor
one
little
is
tiny one.
oh
yeah.
oh
And I was so scared she was going to have a heat stroke out there. I mean, I couldn't find her. I was calling and looking and calling and looking, and finally got my husband to help me look for her. And he called me and said, "You better hurry before she gets to the neighbors."
It's really hot there right now, isn't it?
Yes, it
Yes.
is. It's very hot. It's like heat index of 105.
Stop.
It's in the
Nope.
Yeah.
90s, but it's a hotter heat index
Yeah.
globally. So yeah,
I'm
that
quite
was what.
enjoying the winter right now.
I bet. Chris from
I'll
the
keep,
future and like opposite, season.
yes. And I'm just sort of dreading what our summer's going to be like if yours is this bad right now. Are you in La Nina? The wind.
I don't know.
I think it's more of a West Coast thing.
Okay, because La
And
Nina
I think it
tends
does
to make
affect
things
the
hotter.
weather patterns in the rest of the states.
Okay.
But I want to feel like that's a coastal thing. I could be wrong.
It actually
Yeah.
moves inland. It will move
Okay.
inland and affect the weather as it moves
Okay.
inland. Both El Nino and the one that you just said, Christy, that makes it hotter,
La Nina.
La Nina. Thank you.
Yeah.
Both of them can move inland. The reason I know this is my dad was a pilot, so I learned some of this stuff. But it'll still move
It's more of a
inland.
weather. It's more of a weather, like a global weather pattern. So like when we're in El
Okay.
Nino, you guys are having more rain and stuff, and we're in drought. And when we're in La Nina, you guys are having more drought, and we're having more rain.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's what I can find online real quick is it was supposed to start La Nina, North America. It was May, the end of May, and it's continuing through the summer essentially.
Yeah, a bit long.
Yeah.
Very long.
Yeah.
What's the difference between La Nina and El Nino?
One is so when we're in El Nino, you guys will be having lots of rain, so you'll be getting flooding and stuff. It's like weather patterns, they shift the world. And when
That's
we're
El
in La
Nino.
Nina, yeah, it's El Nino, yeah. And when we're in La Nina, I think one's male and one's female versions of it. When we're in
Yeah.
La Nina, we get more rain and you get more drought.
El
Okay.
is the
Generally, that's how
male
it works.
version, and La is the female version. So El Nino is the male, and then La Nina is female.
Yeah. And they don't tend then, and they're having more and more, and they're staying around for longer. The patterns now, because when you're out of it, the Earth's weather patterns are back to sort of kind of normal. So, well, normal for the Earth. So, anyway, I better go. It's breakfast time. So, I go out there and see what I'm not going to eat.
Right. Well,
We're
have a
so
good
happy to see
day.
your face though, Cosmic.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank
Cosmic.
you.
Have
Sending
a
you
good
lots
day,
of love.
Cosmic.
I'll
Lots of
still be
hugs and
listening
love.
though. So, I'll see if I can do this one
Huggy,
today.
huggy.
Do it. No, it's not doing it. No,
You got
but
it.
I can do this one. Little love. Bye.
Yeah.
What?
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Love
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 you
you
you too,
too.
too.
Cosmic.
Oh.
Hmm.
So, Ben, how are you?
I don't know yet. How about you? I'm jury's still out. I guess I can say it remains to be seen or something like that, or opinions vary. So how about
We'll
you?
discuss that towards the end of the week. It was a holiday weekend in Quebec, so it's only Quebec that had Monday off. The next weekend is Canada Day, so it's the whole country. So Quebec gets 2 holidays in a row. So it was St. John holiday yesterday, so I've only got 4 days to do everything that I plan in 5 days already. So
Nice.
yeah. So 2 weeks in a row, I only get 4 days. Yeah, we'll discuss again on Friday. We'll see how I've held up by then.
Yeah, that's right. We're coming up on the 4th of July next week, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I almost forgot Friday is my husband's birthday.
Oh no. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you. Well, I happened to look over at my page had flipped on my day timer, and it's like big letters. Nathan's B Day, 56. He'll be 56.
Okay.
He's 2 months, 2 days younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And Dustin is 2 years and a few months younger than me. I have this thing for twos because my ex-husband was 2 years, 2 weeks younger than me. What can I say? I like the number 2.
Yeah. So I've got like 20 minutes before I have to run away because it's a recovery management tonight as well. So I did want to come on though because I needed my people. I just kind of needed to like bring my energy down a little bit, and then I'm just going to explain a little bit as to why. So I've been severely triggered by somebody lying about their sobriety. around me.
Oh.
It's not somebody that I would choose to associate with. It's not somebody that I have a choice but to hear it all of the time. And to hear 1 minute it was a year, and to hear another minute 3 months ago I was doing this, I literally almost threw up when I heard it. I'm so upset, and I have worked so hard to be where I'm at in sobriety, and to be as clear as I am, and to be fighting still, and like holding my wit and keeping just keeping going. It's triggering to me to hear a lie about it, and for it to be told to professionals on top of that, like professionals who are supposed to be helping you. So I've been dealing with this since I realized it on Friday, and then I've been dealing with it.
Now, what's going on? What's going on with the professionals?
It's individuals who are like working in the house, right? So it's telling them these stories, and then she'll tell one thing and another thing.
This is a professional.
No, it's a person who's here. Yeah, but speaking to professionals, right? So.
Okay.
So to me, it's just like, well, how do I know what's true and what's not? And I already don't trust from the last situation. So it's extra discerning. I don't know if discerning is the right word, but it's just frustrating to hear it, because we know so many people in this community, the Needing the Meeting community, the Lifeboat community, who fight for sobriety. And I'm like, the first person who came to mind was Cosmic. It wasn't even my sobriety that came to mind first. It was Cosmic sobriety that came to my mind first. And it was like, you saw how hard she fought for that. You saw that. And she was being honest and forthright. And this is what I'm doing. This is the plan. And to have another situation so polar opposite, it was nauseating. Completely and utterly nauseating. So that's what I've been dealing with for the last Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No, 5 days now since I realized it. And it wasn't even like I was trying to over-listen or anything. It was just, it was earshot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not joking. I've been avoiding this person like the goddamn plague. I just can't handle them. So I just avoid. And it's only earshot that I'm getting this stuff. And it's like, I have avoided for like 3 weeks, and all of a sudden I get this, and all I want to do is throw up at your feet.
Right.
I just, I'm just
Stasia,
so triggered by it.
Stasia, I'll tell you, like I told Shannon, if you need to talk even over the weekend, I'm here for you.
Thank you.
I've been in situations where people kind of pull that stuff, and you're just like, really?
Yeah.
What
but
do
I
you
did a good
gain
thing
by
today.
it?
Yeah, exactly. What do you gain?
That's my question. What are you gaining? Like, this isn't the only topic that's everywhere from this individual. There's many others. And it's causing negativity, fear, worry in multiple people. So now everybody's starting to feel that. And I'm doing my best to just be like, I'm removing myself, putting myself over here, because my energy is positive and I'm keeping that. I am not going to let it affect me. I'm going out for more walks. I'm hiding. I call it the Hobbit hole now, the basement. So now I run down to the Hobbit hole. Nice. Yeah, and I've been watching Harry Potter the last few days. I'm on like movie number 5 now. So like I'm doing my best to remove myself from it, but I have no choice but to be around it. And that, I think, is maybe the most triggering part of it. Maybe it's not, now that I'm talking it out, maybe it's not so much what the situation and the fact that they're lying about the sobriety aspect, but it's the fact that I don't have a choice but to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
See, I would be triggered by being lied to. That's what would get me. It's like, really, I know people who, like you said, have fought really hard, including myself, meaning you, Stasia, for this. It's like stolen valor. It's like
Yes.
stolen valor in the military. People who say that they served and they didn't serve, or they did this or they did that, you know, it takes away from the people who actually fought. And whether that is fighting a
Yeah.
war or fighting addiction or a compulsive behavior, it's still a fight. It's still a fight.
Mhm.
You're still a warrior. And
Yeah.
I don't do well with that. So for me, I would be triggered and upset. Like, and I don't know, depending on my mood, I might not handle that so well.
Yeah. You know what? I'm very grateful that I do have one person here that I have connected with on like a whole different level than anybody else, even at the last house. I can just go outside. She can see that I'm upset, and then she is like, just spit it out. And then I spit it out, and then we're laughing about it within 10 minutes. So she's able to help me shift my brain around it, which is really great.
Mm.
And when that individual is getting affected, that's when I know it's bad.
Oh boy.
Right.
That's when I know it's bad.
So can this be taken? I mean, this is a person that lives there in the house with you.
And they've had multiple people have conversations with the workers, and all that they can do is gather more information until it's enough.
Document. Dustin's my
Exactly.
documenter.
Yeah.
He.
So that's
people,
all.
Go ahead.
That's all that we can do. And it's like there's also that part of me that's like, I can tell the individual needs help and I want to help, but I can't help somebody who doesn't want help. You know?
Exactly.
Or who isn't honest. You can't help people who are not honest with themselves because they don't even understand their own issues. So it would be a thing of fertility.
Futility.
Oh,
Futility.
Yes, that's the word. Futility, not fertility. It wouldn't be a good thing. Look,
No,
here, I'm
this
trying
human's
to
not
use
fertile
big
anymore.
words. Christy can't use her big words today. But I mean, it does, because you can't help somebody like that, and it's sad. It's sad because they're taking resources from somebody who needs it.
Yeah.
And you can call people out on that, and then you're the bad person. You're the bad one because you're like,
I'm already the bad person because I said no to a cigarette, and then they went into their purse and grabbed a cigarette out. They asked me for a cigarette, and I said no.
Right.
And then they went into their purse and grabbed one out. I'm the bad person since then. Weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Golly.
So it's just like I'm on a whole different level of this is why I feel like I might be like gaining the Christy, the aura of I don't deal with your stuff. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Right. I mean,
there's a level of SH that I deal with, and you're above that,
right.
and I'm not dealing with it.
Yeah. You're fixing to FOFA. So I'd back off. I'd just back it up a little bit.
But you know what? Bright side, before I go, what time is it? Yeah, bright side is it's been getting me outside and sitting beside the river more. I go for my normal walk, and instead of turning around and not sitting beside the river for a while, just like watching the river as I'm walking, no, I sit down now for like a half hour, an hour, take some pictures, and then head back. So I take a little bit extra time to kind of take in natural beauty and enjoy the silence, and so there is a bright side to it. I just needed to vent it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No,
Venting helps.
Yeah.
Venting helps. Because if we can't vent to those that are there to help us, who can we vent to? Yeah, we vent in our journals. Yeah, we might vent in our sleep, but being able to say those words out loud to somebody who might understand, who might not understand, but still be there to support. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes a difference. You have to get the words out.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times
Yeah.
along with the words come the feelings. And then we can stop and look at the
Yeah.
words we said and say, okay, wait, I just said this. We realize this, just like you did today. You realized, yeah, she's been lying to me, but it's the fact that, you know, it's all this other stuff that goes with it that has really got you mad. And I don't blame you. I don't think any of us blame you. But it's being able to vocalize, say the words out loud.
Yeah. And you know what I do? I'm the best at telling myself, oh, it's fine. It's not as bad as you think it is. I think we're all pretty good at that. But, you know, it's a version of what? Gaslighting myself. So I'm going to work on that. This is something that I think this is trying to teach me as well, is that I really need to stop gaslighting myself. I feel something for a reason. Let's address what that reason is instead of going, that's fine.
No, you're
That's
not. No, you're
that's
not.
that's really
Yeah.
good to keep it from coming out, because I've noticed that if I stuff anger for too long, it'll come out sideways and it'll spew all over people who last people in the world I want to aim it at. But that's me.
And I think
And I've
that's
got
why
too
this.
many situations going on that if it comes out the wrong way, it's not going to be good. So I have to figure out how to manage them and deal with them individually lately. And I'm telling you, it feels like massive growth sometimes, but sometimes it feels like, oh, I stepped 4 steps backward. But I think that's growth, right? You are going to take a bunch of steps forward, and then you're going to take a bunch of steps back, and things are going to trigger you. But it doesn't mean that I haven't made the progress. It doesn't mean that I haven't made internal change. You know, I have to remember all of that. So it's exhausting sometimes.
It is. It's very exhausting. You know, what really stinks is having to adult. And that's what we're doing. We're adulting. We're taking responsibility for our emotions, for our feelings, for our habits, whatever. And what I like about this group is that we can come together and without judgment, you know that you're not going to be judged for just spewing it all out there. We don't take it personally because we know where you're coming from in a general sense of the word. And so it just makes it so much easier to connect in this community. And this is why I love this community. And this is why, Carol, you will always hear me say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love your community. It is one of the best I've ever been in, and I will be here for as long as I can be.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you for the support, guys. And thank you for letting me spew just before I have to run. And Ben's screen is telling me exactly what I needed to hear today. When one must, one can.
That's right.
So, but I love you guys. And I will, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? As long as I don't have a phone call at this point in time, I will be here.
I would wave goodbye and say love you too, but somebody's got a hold of my finger and laying on the other arm.
It's okay. Good night, guys. Thank you.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
So really fast, I have to share this. I was over by the food pantry today, and they had this where you go around to the different companies and stuff and get to talk to them and talk about your health and your mental health and your teeth and all the other stuff. So I went there, and to at least 3 different ones that were like on the other side of the table from me, I told them, I didn't tell them about needing a meeting, just because I think if they're going to start anywhere, they need to start with the lifeboat. And I talked up the lifeboat so much, people wrote it down and they're like, we're checking this out and we're sending people to this. And that made me feel so good because not only did I do something that might help somebody else, but I also helped the lifeboat with possibly more people that will subscribe, you know, but it's also more people to help. So, but that's what they're there for. So, have a good night. So that's all I had.
I tell you, somebody I've been dealing with, somebody I've been talking to a bit, has me meditating a lot more often, and it's amazing what that will do just to help you with all kinds of things. 'Cause I'm used to doing it like once a day, or sometimes I'll
Mhm.
cheat, do it no times a day. Um, I'm guilty of that. I'll admit it. But it is amazing when you meditate more than once how much insight you gain.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
can, you can gain into yourself.
Come, you also gain a lot more peace within yourself too,
Yeah.
because with that insight comes the peace that just allows you to be in your place, in your center, and just be able to then deal with the rest of the world.
Well, how are you,
But
Christy? Have you already
meditation.
shared? Was I gone when you shared?
No, I'm crotchety, and I am deciding if I want to share. I don't
Oh,
know.
Aw, come on.
yeah, no worries.
I
What are
mean, I'm very cranky. I am really disheartened.
you?
Well, shoot.
Uh-oh, she
Where
froze.
I'm at.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
That's where I'm
You
at.
can't have the phone.
So,
Okay.
I've been putting a lot of really hard work into things to find out that um, my ideas are being lifted, and so like people are like there's like my hard work is being taken, and
Oh
yeah.
man.
Yeah. So, like, all of the hard work and all of the effort that I put into my channel and just life in general, it's just being stolen. It's being stolen. And it really makes me angry. It makes me very angry because I put a lot of hard work and thought into what I do, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm trying to put out good content, and when ideas are taken, it's disheartening. I
Yeah.
don't ever say this, but I am disappointed.
Hmm.
Wow.
I very rarely say that. Um, I mean, I'm trying to build something different with my channel. I mean, I'm trying to have the spiritual side. I'm trying to have the interviews. I'm trying to have all of the other things. And, Stasia puts a lot of hard work into it. Like, it
Hmm. Oh, yeah.
always seems it, but we do. And, and I know there's no new ideas, but I just, I'm just very disheartened. I have a live tonight with Karina to talk about fixed fixed cardinal and mutable signs, and I'm just like, why? Why?
Oh.
Oh, Christy.
Oh,
Why?
you seem to enjoy it so much, though.
I do, but to get everything stolen?
Yeah, that's true. It it is a shame because I must admit that there is something magical that you people who run channels do. Because I'll let you in a secret. I can't do it. There's no way. I mean, because it's I mean, you make it you people make it look easy, and it's not.
Mm,
To come on
yeah.
and just not go vapor lock and what am I going to talk about? I forgot. What
Right.
do you do when you're live and stuff like that happens? Um,
Mhm.
yeah, and to get your mind back on track. when your mind's trying to go on down those rabbit or squirrel trails and things like that. That
Yeah.
is not easy, and that is such a shame to hear.
I'm
Uh,
sorry.
Yeah.
is there anything? Is there anything I can do to help? Or I mean, I can't
No,
imagine you are, but
no. I mean, I either have to address it or I have to figure out how to let it go, you know? And the higher enlightened part of me is like there's no sense in fighting it. Like what are you going to do? I mean, there's a million and one things that somebody could say. I mean, there's no original ideas, I mean, so the only thing I can really do is just go on and do better and be better. But I don't want to do that right now.
mm, yeah, yeah. When you're feeling discouraged, that's very easy to get.
Yeah.
Is it? Um, can you tell me? Is it somebody taking like your topics, or
And
it's
my research and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So all of the hard work that has been put in.
mm,
So it just, I mean, it's just frustrating. And,
yeah,
like, I mean, what are you going to pick a fight over an idea? Like, I mean, look, I know that intellectual property is a thing, but, in this instance, it's just kind of like, it's, um, you know, um, I mean, how shitty do I want to be about it? Like, am I going to be like shitty kitty and just sit there all pretty and look at you and judge you in my mind? Or am I going to be like Mikey and Sweetie and like chew up the rug and then fight each other and run out the door and dig holes in the yard? I mean, so it's, I mean, and the thing is it happens, it happens.
yeah.
And I don't think it's a fight that's worth my time. I
Mm,
don't think, you know, I don't think it's worth my time. And so I just have to be angry about it because, you do have to really allow yourself to feel the emotions. But I think my choice is to just let it go and go on and do better
mm.
and be the better person.
Hmm.
You
Well,
know?
I know I've told you this a number of times, and it does. I don't say it in a way it makes sense, but you have a real gift for interviewing people. Because
Thank
being
you.
able to, you can tell that you're honestly interested, and that's not something that you can fake.
That's
Um,
true.
Yeah.
you have such an interest, and you have such a yearning to dig in on things and to make things to make unexplainable things explainable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I still don't. When it comes to the stuff that you guys talk about, you and Karina especially, I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a clue. I don't even know what I don't know. It's just like what? But you do such a really good job at it's like and you're willing to take time with it and you're willing to help people with it. And even if, and I'm sorry, yes, there is such a thing as a stupid question. And yes, I am gifted for asking them, but you are so just great at being able to take those stupid questions and make them seem not so stupid. So yeah, I want to encourage you to stick with it because you really do have a gift, and I know how discouraging things can get when stuff like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know with a YouTube channel. I don't have a clue with that. But yeah, when you feel like you're working on something, it's like this is mine, and then somebody takes it and does something with it. I do get. So
Yeah. I mean, it's disheartening. It's kind of like what Stasia was talking about, like lying about your sobriety. Like, just why would you do that?
Why?
Just why? What do
Why?
what do you get from it? You know,
Right.
and like, and So, I mean, and and you guys, I called one of my, or had one of my very best and dearest friends call me and really talk to me about it and let me get very angry. And I was like, you know, and I was past the point of Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, I was like, no, we're past that. It's real now, you know, and it just, but Tony, you saying it, just saying the words, you know, like it does make a difference to just say the words, you know, to just say it out loud. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, like, and my friend said, she's like, this is a test for you. This is a test. So how do you manage this test? And, you know, and I don't know what the test is, but I know that I don't really like it, you know.
Who
And
likes tests?
right. Well, and then Karina, she went off of Facebook because Facebook is taking people's pictures and original content and stuff like that and using it to train their AI stuff. And so she actually left Facebook over that. So the group, the Facebook group that we were in together and all of that, like she's not a part of that. She took her stuff off of there because she's like, creativity being used in this way. It just seems like it's everywhere. It's like it's so easy to snatch somebody's idea or thought, you know, and it's not, it's like if you steal somebody's car, there's something you can do about that. You're like, you are literally in my car. Here's my registration. This is my tag number. Here's my insurance card. Like, this is mine. That's my lipstick. But how do you do that with an idea? And how do you do that with an idea that's so universal? You know, it's, I put so much into what I do. You know, I mean, Stasia does an amazing job creating those thumbnails. Y'all, she's doing that on the free version of Canva. That's not even the paid version that she's doing all of that on. That's the free version.
I know, isn't it great?
She's amazing. She's amazing. And it you know, she does a great job of that. And then I research, you know, for days about what I want to talk about because I don't know about everything. I don't know it all. But I'm not going to go on looking like an idiot either. So I research. Like Roswell, I didn't know a blessed thing about Roswell. I knew where it was, and I knew that it had something to do with spacemen. So you know what I did? I went out and I bought a book, and I listened to that book for 12 hours of an 18-hour drive. I asked questions. I read more books. I watched videos. I talked to people. What do you think about it? I really tried to educate myself and form my own opinion because I didn't know about it. And, you know, I'm careful about what I talk about. I don't talk about things that I don't know. You know, I'm not going to go on and talk about what it's like to be a 12-stepper. I'm not a 12-stepper. But I can talk about what it's like to love yourself, and I can talk yourself. And, you know, and it just, I put so much into it. You know, my time, my money, my effort. Like, I'm not getting anything out of this at this point. Nothing. You know, it's all out of pocket. And I'm okay with that. It's not even, that's not even the point.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I know you're ranting, and I'm good for the rant, but just a couple things, especially on this one last comment you made, which I forget what it was now. Continue. I just totally forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, no. I mean, that's just it. It's just disheartening.
Yeah.
It's just disheartening. You know.
It is.
And like I said, it's not about the money. It's not I want to do this. I want to get to a place where, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility for me to interview Tucker Carlson or Mike Rowe or, you know, like, I mean, I want it to be that, you know? And so then there's that other part that's the brand that, okay, well, are they going to want to come on a channel where somebody's like, no. So, you know, like, what does that look like, you know? And So I sat down and made up a dream list of people that I want to interview or people that I would love their insight to. And like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you know what? Micro is going to be getting an email from me, and I might not get a response, or it might be go pack sand. I don't care. But, like.
If you don't try,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Exactly. I don't know.
And if you want this person to come on your channel, shoot them an email. What's the worst they're going to say? No.
I mean, I'm good.
On to the next person.
I'm good with rejection. I can handle those fine. Be like, okay,
you know.
And
what? The way I look at it. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Okay. My thought on the word no, if they tell me no, I look at them and go, okay, you're lost, not mine. And I walk away because that's how I look at it. If you don't want to come on my channel and talk on my channel and get to know the people of my channel, and we just lost Christy because I had something else I wanted to tell her, but maybe she can still hear me. I talked to my our oldest daughter, Nathan's daughter, Amber, who lives in Illinois. Her best friend that she lives with writes LGBTQ romance novels. Do you know that community is getting hit really hard of having their stories and books stolen and put on Amazon?
Wow.
So honestly, Christy, people are doing this for money and for the wrong reasons, and how the universe acts. You know what the universe will do.
Yeah.
And the thing is don't stop. Don't let them beat you. Beat them at, my dad used to say this, beat them at their own game.
Right.
Beat them at their own game.
I mean, it's just so disheartening. I mean, it really is, because and I understand that, and I know what you're saying, and it's true. It's just right now in this moment, I'm so disappointed. Like, I'm so disappointed. And the thing is, and I had one of my really good friends, Jody, tell me this. He said, the hardest thing that you need to realize is that people are not going to treat you the way that you treat them. And that was such a hard thing for me to realize, is that is true. That's a true statement. There are people out there that don't care. And I don't know. It's been a day, and I'm just really discouraged. I work hard.
Well, you're going to offer a perspective to the subject matter that's unique.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody stealing the subject matter doesn't have anything unique to add to it, or they wouldn't be stealing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know this sounds kind of backwards, but look at it as a compliment. I did such a great job. But you also need to live in that feeling right now that you're having, that disappointment. Because you have to live in it to let it go, right? So live in it. Let it do its thing, and then you'll be ready to move on. Whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, a month from now. I have faith that you will come back to this.
Well,
probably
and I mean,
sooner than I think for, but
well, and I've got stuff lined up for this week, and I've got and so I'm going to show up and I'm going to give it my best, and it just, like, if you're going to flatter me, can't you do it in another way?
that's the thing about thieves is to them, what they're taking from you, they don't realize can be flattery to you. All they care about is taking it from you. That's all thieves think about. I want, I take, I don't care.
Yeah.
I've had a few of them live in my home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just hard to wrap my head around, because it's not a thing. it's not a thing that like, I can't go get the thing back.
No.
Like it's my work. I
Mhm.
know what Nikola Tesla felt like when Edison showed up.
There you go. There you go. That's a perfect example. Because Edison stole Tesla's
Yeah.
Yeah.
inventions, basically. It wasn't till later on in life. Look at one of the things I picked up at this fair today. It's a little
Oh, cool.
man, and he's
Cool.
squishy,
Oh, nice. Nice.
but I
Nice.
have him sitting right in my window.
There you go. There you
So,
go.
but I had to show you guys that because that is something that we deal with. And it's a
Mhm.
place we can send people. So I wanted people to see I'm just as supportive of this number as anybody
Yeah.
else on this panel. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, sit in your feelings for the day, Christy.
Mhm.
Let them do their thing because
Mhm.
eventually they'll heal you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're smart that way. Usually you're the one giving the advice here, dearie, not me. I love your advice. I miss your advice when I don't have it. But you
Oh,
know
well,
what? Today I'm giving you advice. Sit in those
well,
feelings. Do what you need to do. If you need to reschedule tonight to another night, do
mhm,
that. You
mhm,
don't look at it like I have this obligation, I have to do this. I'm sure that
mhm.
she'll understand.
Oh
I
yeah.
know her I know her,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know her name, but I can't remember her name
Karina.
right now.
No, it's
Karina, thank
okay.
you.
Well,
I want
and
to call her Kristen, but
she has such a beautiful energy. She just kind of,
mhm.
uplifts, and so I mean,
It'll be what it'll
it,
be, right?
well, it's a chance for me to just do something completely different. Like, that astrology content is not necessarily what's getting stolen. It's the other content, the lifeboat type
Mm-hmm.
content, that's getting stolen. The And I only say lifeboat content. I promote both on the channel, but it's I don't promote the astrology stuff as much. But it's that it's not the astrology stuff. It's the other stuff. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what's the lesson to learn? Think about that because I have a couple of ideas as to what your lesson is. But
Well,
when you're
right
sitting in
now
those
my
feelings,
lesson is fill up the gas tank before the gas station closes and drive at night.
oh, bye bye.
No, no, I mean, I know. And I'm sure that the lesson really is to just, you know, if you're gonna do this, this is gonna happen to you. And
Mm-hmm.
you can't get all hurt feelings about it every time it happens. You just go, oh well, okay, and you go on. And if it's a big enough thing, then you do something about it. But it's just, it's been about 5 or 6 things today. Some of the other things I can't talk about that just kind of piled up on, and it's just like you can see it. There's some stuff you can just see coming a mile away, and you just
Mhm.
sit back. And that's just where all this is just sitting back.
Rolling Stone says,
you
my
know
higher vibrational self wants you to move on with confidence, Christy, but my darker side wants names.
Yes.
That's where I'm at. I'm in that Pluto energy right now. That really, if you've watched the astrology stuff, that crabby energy, because I have a Cancer moon, and I'm like, I can move sideways, but I know that that's not healthy. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I can see the difference between the healthy and the unhealthy. But Rolling Stone, thank you.
My Miradoctigal says, I've had people steal the event I built from the ground up, didn't serve them because
Oh,
they forgot it's my baby, and everyone knew my attention to detail they couldn't deliver.
Mhm.
that's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody steals something from you, whether it's an idea, a thought, an action, a physical item, it's like we've been betrayed.
Yeah.
It's like
Mhm.
somebody went behind our back, and instead of coming and saying, hey, can I use some of your content, right?
Mhm.
Or may I, and like help build up your ideas? Instead
Mhm.
of coming and facing you, they decide to go behind your back, take that from you,
Mhm.
right? And they did take it from you because you're the one that built all that up. So they
Right.
take that from you.
Right.
You can't help but feel like you've been betrayed. Like,
Mhm.
it's that hurt to the core that you don't understand.
Mhm.
Because as empaths, Christy, as empaths, we don't know what it feels like to think like that or to be like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
It's beyond our reasoning. It's like, why would somebody, in my head, I'm thinking, why would somebody do that? That's just plain
Mhm.
mean
Mhm.
because we don't understand as the extreme empaths we are. So it takes us a little bit longer to heal from that for the basic fact that we don't understand why somebody would do that. So just
And
another thought to add out there.
yeah, no. And Shannon, I did manage to see your comment. Yeah, I don't always want to take the high road. I don't. I don't. If you are my close friends, you know just how dark that dark side can be. But at the end of the day, because it's my channel, I do want to take the high road. I
Mm.
do want to be seen as the person that is like, all right, you know and because taking the low road has never served me. It serves
Mm-mm.
me in the moment, but it's never served me long term. But every time I've taken the high road, it always has. And so I know I'm going to take the high road. It's just right now I'm so hurt and
Want to be in your feels.
well, and I'm trying to. I don't feel my feelings as much as I think my feelings, so I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
understand, you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
And don't get me wrong, I told, one of my best friends, I'm like, maybe I should do some really high level content, like have Ben on and talk about neuroscience and physics and atoms and all of this stuff that is just really high, and be like, take it as high as it can go. let's Sheldon Cooper this stuff out. But again, it's and I think that's where I struggle with, is because it's our humanity, right? It's that human 3D side of us that wants the revenge, and it's our higher self, that more enlightened self, that says no, 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 no,
Mm.
that's not going to benefit you in the long run. And I'm looking long term. Like, I'm looking way long term here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because this isn't, like, okay, so I don't get Tucker Carlson or Micro. All right, I don't get him now. Doesn't mean I don't get him in a
A
few
year.
years or whatever, doesn't mean not ever, and are they going to want to be associated with someone who's petty? No, they're not. So I'm not going to be that person, so that when they go back and watch my stuff, they're like, oh, bless her heart, we feel sorry for her. Okay, we're going to come on. We're going to help this girl.
Well, well, when you interview Micro, you remember it's his gain, not yours, young lady. It's his gain to be on your channel.
That's
Right.
right. You
Hey,
tell her.
I would go on his channel and be like, okay, what do you want to know? I don't know what I would bring, but and that's how I do look at it. I mean, really, ultimately, I want to be that higher vibration person. I just have to understand how to get there. And right now, my angry side is like, it's like, hi precious, but that's how
Yeah.
I'm feeling right now.
Well, it's a
Good.
tall order to try to stay that way, and Lord knows we
Yeah.
can. We need to entertain this dark side and say, you know what? I want to take that person's head. I want to, squeeze it till all the shit comes out of their ears. I want to go there. I want to, I want to do things. I want to give this person, spastic colon for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. Give them overactive bladder. Let's have some
Right.
fun with them. Why
Yeah.
not?
Well, and even, Michael called me and I just like went off about the dogs because they ate my rug, and he's like, "What else is going on with you?" And I'm like, "Who said anything else is going on?" And he's like, "What else is going on with you?" And I'm like, he's like, "Okay."
Don't you love it when they call us out like that? They're like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah, I
Nothing.
can't lie to him, I mean,
I can't lie to mine either. I can try to hold out as long as I can, but
right,
no.
right. Well, Shannon, yeah, I'm not going to be petty, but there's a part of me right now that really wants to be. And I think it's just human, right? It's just our human side to want to do that, and but my friend, she said something, and I wrote it down in my journal, and it was what she said was, if they are going to steal from you, they will never put in the work, and they can't recreate what you've done. And
Yep.
I wrote it in my journal so I could remember it. And but here's some of my other, like, my junk journal stuff that I did.
Beautiful.
So I'm
That is so
leaving a
beautiful.
lot of it open so I can write on other pages, but just kind of getting creative with it with my journal.
Wow.
But I wrote it down so that I wouldn't forget it, and I could go back to it when I didn't even angrily write in my journal because I didn't want that kind of energy in it. It's like a beautifully created journal, and I was just like, I don't want to put that in there,
Wow.
So,
Mark
but
Christy.
Meardosco says something kind of similar. People that need to steal ideas generally stumble over their own inability in the end.
Yeah.
yeah,
Christy,
yeah.
I have these magic Avalon cards.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is the one I just pulled.
Oh, was that like the lovers card?
No, these are inspiration cards, words of inspiration
Oh,
cards.
okay. Okay.
Okay, so you have the lovers. Okay, I'll try to get to close enough to
Mm-hmm.
camera so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, flowers in her hair,
Uh-huh.
flowers down below. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
words to this are: love always supports you and aligns you with your true purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fitting?
Well, and I love my channel. I love what we're working on. I love what we're doing, and it's gonna grow, and it's gonna be a thing, and I've put a lot of thought and effort into it,
Yeah.
and I hope it shows. I hope it
It
doesn't
does.
just seem
It does.
like this haphazard thing that I threw together. Like I put thought behind, like, what's on my wall, and my wall, and the colors that I painted things, and my new chair that I got. It's all thought. Everything is intentional. Um, Down to, if you guys didn't watch when I did the music video, the after party, like, even the dress I wore the black
Mm-hmm.
dress that I wore to honor Steve, because
Mm-hmm.
Steve encouraged me. So
Yeah.
even, I mean, so many little details about what I do is intentional,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
it just, and I know that they can't take that, and I know that they don't see that, and I know not everybody sees and understands all of that, or the amount of times Stages sent me something and I'm like, we redid Ben's thumbnail like 12 times before we finally got it right. I'm not joking. Like, we
But
did. Because I'm
that's
like, that's not
good.
him. That's not
Yeah.
him. That's not what it is. And but Ben, it's not because you're difficult. It's just because I was like, that's not it.
Christy's
And
difficult.
then
Christy's difficult.
I am the one that's like, but I
I'm
have a
teasing.
vision. No, I
Yeah.
kind of am. But I have a vision, and I really want to work it toward that,
And
so
you will get there.
Yeah.
I have faith in
yeah.
that.
Well, stuff
Yeah.
like this, though, it is a really big pisser, and stuff like this, when it comes along, it's like,
Mm.
man, I wish I'd studied proctology and then went into Department of Homeland Security. That way I could combine the two. I could find whoever did this, and I could always say I always get my man in the end.
Oh my gosh. Well, what I know to be true in life and what the universe has taught me is that, things do come around and things happen. And I don't wish any ill on anybody. I mean, I know it sounds like I do, but I really truly don't. And I know that there will come a time when, I don't know.
A Rolling Stone says,
something.
I know you feel like they stole the win from your sales, Christy, but your channel is going to outshine any ripped off content that someone couldn't come up with on their own.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
100%. We can see the work you put in it, Christy. We
I
really
hope
can.
so.
It's easy to see, but right now like you said, you've got that your disappointed parts. So it's easy to love and accept the light side of ourselves. It takes courage, and this is where our courage comes in, to acknowledge and love that darker side. We all have a darker side.
Yeah.
But are we going to love and accept it? Doesn't mean acting on it.
Yeah.
It means acknowledging it, knowing it's there, and loving it for what it is. A way to work through our feelings or whatever it is we accept it for and acknowledge it for. So just remember, yes, you love your light side, but you also have to love and acknowledge that dark side. So don't forget that.
Well, see, and that's the thing is I do acknowledge that dark side, and then it creeps out, and then other people see it, and they're like, oh, dang, didn't know that was there.
I see you as that fiery redhead, the one that, like, she's all happy and she's sparkly and she's great, and then she has this dark side that, like, if it comes out, you better run.
Right.
Shannon would like to know if you're going to do the show tonight, Christy.
Yes, I'm still going to do the show tonight. Karina is. She's not hard to get in touch with, but she's got a lot going on. So when she's got open windows, I'm just like, tell me when. So do the show tonight. I'm gonna show up, and did I freeze? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna clear my energy. Go for a walk. Something. Get it all sorted. I'm gonna get myself sorted out before I show up.
Well,
might not be permanently sorted out, but
you don't have to feel obligated. But Rick Spicer would like to know if it's someone that they know.
I don't know if you know this person or not. Yeah, I don't know. And even if I did think you'd know him, I wouldn't want to be the person that's like, it was this person. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of like a low vibe way to handle it. Although, don't get me wrong, there's a big part of me that kind of wants to be like,
dying to do it.
I'm still blown away at how mature you're being about this, because I know it must be tempting just to let out that dark side. Oh, welcome to hell, bitches. Or something like that.
I mean,
it is hard not to let that side out.
Don't give me too much credit. There are a couple of my very best friends who have seen it, and they're just like, look, we're doing this now. Okay, go ahead. But yeah, I mean, it's it'll sort itself out, and I know it'll all work out, and that's the other thing is truthfully, at the end of the day, I don't really wish them to fail or fall on their faces. I just like that Motley Crue song. Don't go away mad, just go away. Don't even go away mad. Just, So it's just, I feel better sharing it. I mean, like.
Good. Actually, it's kind of funny. We all do this. I've noticed, like, we'll be having a bad day. I had a bad weekend, but we all have a bad day. And we come together and we vent and we talk and we walk away feeling better
Yeah.
because we have the people we love who love us that are here for us, and we get to spew those words we need to spew.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you were here today, Christy, and I'm glad you told us what was going on
Mm.
because I'm
Well,
glad that we could be here for you.
well, thank you. Thank you. Oh, don't lick my toes. No,
I'll
be nice.
I'll have to go back
I
and
would
listen to
listen.
what happened because I missed all of that.
Oh,
It's all right. I'll go back and watch it. I got time.
right. Right.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I mean, it's just Sweetie McPiglet. Well, my tea thing said something special is brewing. So I'm taking that doesn't mean the tea. That means something special is
Something
brewing in the world
special's
out there.
brewing. That's right.
Something special is
And
brewing.
you do have dreams that you want to achieve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The tea's not
So
lying.
who knows? I might come on here one day and be like, Mike Rose said yes. And I have a lash sponsor. I have an eyelash sponsor. And the lady from
You
Personal
never
Power
know.
Through Awareness wrote me a thank you card because her book sales went through the roof. Who knows?
That's
Who knows?
awesome.
No, it could happen.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you
That
know.
intention out there.
So I've triggered a ward search.
What I'm doing. It's all. Yeah,
What'd you
yeah.
say,
I'm
Sauce
just.
Mac?
I've triggered a ward search. Is my headphones on the right way? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to search the ward because of me, because they don't believe me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I smoke medicinal marijuana, and generally I'm outside of my poncho doing it. So my poncho smells like weed.
Oh no.
Yeah, and they're like, "Do you have any on the ward?" I'm like, "No." They checked my room this morning, and they checked everything before I came in. Of course not. Well, she actually said that after I wrote her down on the board for being inconsistent about rules, because I wrote down every staff member has their own rules. Because it's true, everyone has their own rules. And then she got a little bit upset about that. She's like, "I smell weed, I'm sensitive." I'm like, "Well, it's my jumper." And she's like, "No, it's not, it's in here." I'm like, "It's my jumper, just smell my jumper." And my room was checked. Yeah, so now she's going to check everybody's room as a way of being, yeah. And it's just like, I know it's me. You know, I know it's my jumper. Why can't they just smell it? Check all my stuff.
Right. Oh.
And I said, I can't even wash my jumper. This poncho needs to be dry cleaned. So
Oh no.
uh,
Yeah.
I'm struggling between wanting help and wanting to go home and just fucking, sorry for swearing, stop having to. Why can't they just believe me?
Yeah. That's difficult.
It's one of my big things is not being believed, and here I am not being believed, and they're going to make everybody else suffer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Like I just said, check my stuff, check me. They could have done a body search if they
Cosmic,
wanted.
I'm so sorry.
It's
Right.
ridiculous. I understand. It's not. Well, I was going to say it's not each particular person. It's the rules like they have to abide with it. It's not even true. And
Mm-hmm.
Rolling Stone says get some strong disinfectant soap and wipe it on your poncho, Cosmic.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that?
Are you there?
No, I think she froze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her little thing's frozen. Too bad she's not close, so I can send her the. What was this stuff called again? Whispers
Oh
in the
yeah,
Library.
the book stuff that smelled like cabbage.
Yeah, it smells like burnt cabbage or something. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, I'm gonna get off here soon, but did you want to do a little meditation to end everything on, or does everybody need to kind of leave?
oh yeah, that would be
No,
great.
that sounds
Okay.
awesome.
Let's do a
Yes.
meditation because I could I could use a meditation. Now, all right, the dogs are sorting themselves out, so let's hope that continues through this. If you hear dogs, just ignore it. Add it into your into the meditation. So we'll do some box breathing. We'll do 3 of those. So for those of you who don't know, we'll breathe in through our nose for a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4, and then exhale until all of the air is out of our lungs, letting our shoulders drop. If you have an intention, you can say that intention on the in breath. If you have anything you need to release it on the exhale. And then we'll go into the meditation. And when I'm done, I'll say, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So go ahead and close your eyes, shake it off a little bit. All right. And we're going to go ahead and start with our box breathing. So go ahead and breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Again, breathe in. Hold. And exhale. Last one, breathe in. Hold. And exhale. I want you to envision yourself going into your heart center, whether that's putting your hand over your heart or imagining a little version of yourself walking into your heart space. Once you're in your heart space, I want you to imagine yourself in a beautiful room, a room that is perfect for you, filled with your favorite colors and all of your favorite things around you, with bright, warm sunlight beaming in through the big windows. I want you to take a moment and sit on your favorite comfy couch, and to just take a look around this room filled with all of the things that you love, colors, pictures, memories. And then I want you to imagine the kindest, most caring person that loves you deeply that you can think of in this moment, whether they're still on this earth or not, looking up to you and sitting down on the couch next to you. And I want you to imagine this person telling you exactly what you need to hear right in this moment so that you can feel loved, accepted, and happy. And then I want you to imagine this person giving you a big hug, telling you that they're very proud of you. And I want you to sit in that feeling for just a moment. A couple breaths if you have to. Then I want you to imagine getting up, walking to the door of your favorite room, and stepping out the door and seeing everyone that loves you and supports you, all of your friends, your loved ones, and they're smiling, they're clapping, and they're cheering for you. I want you to take a moment and just sit with that encouragement that everybody else is giving you. And I want you to imagine walking into the middle, everybody holding hands, and you giving them love and support and encouragement just as you received. And when you feel that your cup is full of love and support and encouragement, and you feel that you've given all of the love, support, and encouragement that you have, I want you to let out a soft sigh and open your eyes when you're ready. All right, you guys. Well, on that note,
You
I'm
do
going to
the
go.
best meditations.
Thank you. It's one thing I'm going to start doing for the channel, is doing meditations and just posting them up so that people can go back and watch them when they need to. I kind of want to do like a little 5-minute meditation and then like a longer one for people who need longer meditations. But it's
That would be awesome.
something on my list. I'm gonna do. But so we've got some really cool stuff coming up on the channel. I've got Karina tonight. We're going over some astrology stuff, and then forgive me, I don't know the days, but this week we are doing and not necessarily in this order, how trauma is stored in your body, rebuilding life after trauma and forgiveness, how and why, and then the astrology part of it. So that's what we're doing this week. And one of those is going to be an evening live. So one of those will be an evening live. So if you haven't checked out the channel, come over, check it out. Make sure that you can kind of see when that is, because I'm really bad. I don't know the orders or the times of anything. But other than that, I hope y'all have a good day. And if you feel like it, hop on over to learn about fixed, mutable, and cardinal signs.
I was going to try to post the link,
Thank you,
but my
Christy.
internet's running too slow to come up right now. But it's Conversations with Christy.
Yeah.
CHRISTIE.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. Great. Yeah. Evening. Hopefully I'll see you. Thank you for listening to me. You guys were all so encouraging. I appreciate it. And I feel a lot better. So thank you for that. And now I have to go deal with these fur babies. You guys have a good night. I'll see you later.
Good night, Christy. Whew. That meditation had tears coming down my face.
I saw that. Aw.
It was my dad. And I knew my dad was proud of me.
Oh.
But to actually be able to hear him say it and feel him.
Oh.
Sorry.
It's amazing.
It was just a really special meditation today, and I think it was one I needed.
Right on.
So I'm going to hop off here now because I'm dealing with tears again. Still miss Susie Sunshine.
Absolutely.
Love you.
I love you too. Okay. Bye. Well, thank you for stepping up, Ben. My poor little drama dog.
Yeah, I'm just shocked it's not an Anatolian. I mean, I've had an Anatolian. She was a big drama queen.
I really had not realized that she had grown as sensitive as she has. Because, she's older and I hardly ever have to get onto her, ever. And like I said, I wasn't even that, intense or anything, but she knew she did wrong. She knew I don't like that. She's like, I'm gonna run away.
But yeah,
God. Thank goodness it's not a well-traveled road. Because she was literally running down the road.
My gosh, that is a drama queen.
Yeah.
I mean, my Anatolian, I would pick on my shepherd and grab its little cheeks, and I'd yip, 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 and it would and then it would go and attack me. I did it to my Anatolian. She was like, Like, oh my God, I traumatized my dog. It's like, oh my God, I felt so guilty for so long because of that. Yeah.
Hey, Cosmic.
Hey. I don't know if this is working properly. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry if there's a bit of an echo. I just wanted to say that I am okay. I'm just
Good.
having some emotions and
Of course.
do you know how my sisters and everybody's been telling me that I'm bipolar and I need a psychiatrist to tell me that I'm not? Guess what?
Yeah.
I'm not bipolar. I
Right on.
and you know what?
Right
I would have
on.
been okay even if I was. There's nothing wrong with having bipolar.
Right.
But it's the treatments are different. I have emotional regulation issues, so it's
Okay.
like BPD, but I'm impulse BPD. There's different versions of BPD. I've found out,
Okay.
and I have the impulse version. Um,
Okay.
it's a whole word for it. I keep forgetting. And they this same hospital in 2015 was treating me for that, but I only found out like last week that that's what I had.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like thanks for that. That would have been nice to know earlier.
Right?
Yeah.
Right
So,
on.
but it's all right. There are some, you have with any organization, hospital service, blah blah blah. There are always going to be some things that I don't like. But in this
Yeah.
case, what I don't like is the things that they're making harder, like changing rules. Every different head nurse has a different rule, and they don't really like when you tell them that that's not what the other one said. They're like, well, yeah, I'm shift nurse now. I'm like, yeah, that's not quite how it should work for people with neurodivergencies. You know,
Yeah.
put the list of all the rules up there. So not only do we get the rules, but you all know what the rules are. So everybody, you can't all chop and change them on us.
Yeah.
So I think that's the worst thing. Yeah.
Right.
But other than that, my mates are going to come pick me up, and I'm
Okay.
going to go get rid of this poncho because it needs to be dry cleaned. I can't just clean it here either. So they're going to come pick me up and all that sort of stuff. And if things don't improve by the end of the day, I'll go home tomorrow.
Do you think you're okay to do that?
Not really, but I'm hoping if I speak to a psychiatrist later on today, they might, I don't know, chart me some. I want to be sedated. I want to be sedated. Yeah, so I just want to. I need to come down a little. I'm too high. My moods are too elevated. Like,
Okay.
and it's not like happy mood, sad mood. It's just any
Yeah.
mood, instant. Like someone told me I missed out on morning tea a couple of days ago, and I got really upset. And I don't even eat morning tea, but I wanted to see what everybody else did. And then I walked to my room and I sat there and I cried. I bawled my eyes out that I missed out. And then I'm like, what am I crying for? This is ridiculous. So I do recognise that it's my own emotions that I need to put in place, and they'd be treating everybody the same, but because I am who I am, I am feeling it differently, I guess. I also got punched in the nose yesterday.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, this lovely girl. She is obviously very traumatized, and yeah, she didn't like me at all. I don't know why, and I don't want to go into reasons why because of privacy. But I'm just trying very hard to remember that she's probably been through a lot, and not to punch her back.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it wasn't hard, and then she apologized this morning, and she goes it was like a teddy bear punch. It was slow mo and so soft that it was like, oh, that was a little boop on the snoot. But yeah, and then she'd already just punched an old lady before, and that's why she was in trouble because I was waiting at the nurse's station to get my medication, and she came around and she kept coming closer to me. I said, you stay over there. And then I said, don't touch me. And then she came up and she punched me once. And I thought, no, that's not happening. So I gently held her hands and stopped her. And then she did it again. I'm like, that's not okay. And then they all chased her off. And then she apologized. Well, she wanted a hug straight up. And I'm like, no, I'll hug you when we're friends again. And then this morning she apologized. She goes, really sorry for punching you yesterday. And I did want a hug.
Aw.
And I'm like, that's okay. Don't do it again. Do you want a hug now? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, cool. Which I was grateful for, actually. So,
Right.
but, you know, crazy things happens in the crazy.
I should say.
Yeah. But she's all right. And it's all right. It's okay. I will adapt. It's just hard to adapt when I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah.
So anyway, I feel like I've had a meeting listening to you guys, and thank you for letting me vent.
You're welcome. Right on.
Head off. And,
yeah.
Love yous. And
love you too,
I'll
Cosmic.
talk to you later. All right.
Right on.
Well,
yeah.
So,
like your so thank you again for stepping up. I appreciate it.
Think nothing of it. It was kind of fun. It was really interesting to hear Shannon Smith talking about her.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
wow.
weird.
That's just bizarre and not good.
And people have the nerve to mock me for wanting to come up with the aerosolized laxative. That would be great. She just go up to him and, hi, how you doing? Oh, I gotta go. I'll see you later.
Oh man.
But I do hope you have a great day,
You too,
and I
man.
hope everything's good with all the animals and all that kind of thing. Take care.
You too. Bye. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for being here, for being part of the community, and for all that you bring. I appreciate it. I love each and every one of you, and I hope to see you again next meeting, which will be tomorrow, the same place at 3:40 Central Time. And until then, peace, y'all.